this. Okay, and I just want to give you some guidelines of our meeting today. Ralph is actually an official member of FireUp Connect, and I'll give you more information about him. So FireUp Connect, this is a 1-hour meeting, and we meet every Tuesday at 3:00 p.m. Pacific time and every Friday at 11. So we have 8 meetings a month. And then each meeting we have, we try to accomplish this goals. The word fire up, those are our goals actually. So F starts with fundamentals. Okay. We wanted to really understand some of the basic information about your services and products. The I stands for introduction. We want to make sure that we have an effective introduction. So the first part of our meeting is what we call Q&A. So that we wanted to not have any kind of solicitation, but have a very intentional asking questions and being able to really get to know each other. And then the letter R is about relationships. So since this is we're all we're strangers, but we wanted to try to spark or establish a business relationship for all of us. And then the E is an expert section. Normally we would have a speaker, but this time we're going to talk about a specific topic. And then we have to go, kind of give our perspective of what the subject matter is about for you and for your business. The letter U is about understanding, because I think people love to have lifetime referrals. So we wanted to understand your personality style, your communication, your involvement with in the business world. So we want to get more understanding about who you are. And lastly, if you are a member of FireUp Connect, we definitely wanted to have some project collaboration. So in our group, we've already created several projects that were very meaningful to the group. And it's more about some of them have been based on helping the community. A good example is what we created, this Halloween for Heroes. And Halloween for Heroes was to appreciate the military families. And so we do this every year, where we give them a free pumpkin, and we celebrate and we honor them in some of the organizations event. We will give them sometimes gift cards and things like that. And another example is we did like turkeys for troops. This is during the Thanksgiving Day. We were able to give them turkeys, and sometimes it's a bag of all kinds of goods that we give to the wounded warriors and veterans. And that's another project that we created every year. So anyway, Ralph, if you wanted to, let me do this. I'm going to go ahead and ask the question, or maybe Ralph, would you like to start the Q&A? You want to do that instead of me this time?
Sure.
Okay.
I guess it's only Wendy right here.
Yes. So go ahead.
It's only me.
Yeah.
Shoot me with the question.
Yeah. So it's nice to meet you, first of all, and
Nice to meet you.
I'm just wondering, what is your business specialty?
Okay, so I'm the president of a company called Philantro Investors, which basically was founded by Ivan Enns. And the purpose is to invest with a purpose. So it's good to make money for money. That there's nothing wrong with making money, obviously. But he decided that if you can help others, you should, because humanity is not doing very well. But he thought, why don't we marry the two ideas of helping while making money? So that's my company that I represent.
Awesome. Okay. And it looks like Jasmine just joined us. Jasmine, are you available on video or microphone? She might just trying to settle in. Okay. Anyway, so Wendy, now you get to ask me a question, and then I'm going to have to ask Ralph a question.
Okay. Oh, I get it. Okay. So what do you do? What do you represent? Like, what's your company except FireUp? Because I understand that's like a social networking, right?
Yeah. So the FireUp Connect is a business networking group. where we do a lot of, like kind of like I explained the goals. But I am
Yes.
the founder and CEO of Finest Women in Real Estate. It's a marketing company, and I promote women in real estate. But that was the initial intent of that company, but it ended up, expanding to where we created the Fire Up Connect. And then I
I
ended
see.
up creating a live seminars every year that we do in our community. And then I ended up creating TV talk shows for Finest Women in Real Estate. And then right after that, I started what we call Real Men of Real Estate. So I'm also promoting men in real estate now, to where we do TV talk shows, radio talk shows. I also produce magazine. And
Nice.
I
Wow.
work with real estate land development projects, which is really my main income at the time, where I connect investors to real estate land development projects. So that's one of the
Mhm.
things that I do. But it's I'm pretty diverse. I've got a lot of things that I'm connected to, because I'm connected to the healthcare, fashion industry, sports entertainment, and real estate. So lots of great people that I connect to for different reasons. Okay.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you. Now, Ralph, I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, so Ralph, what is your main focus right now in the next 2 months?
Oh, next 2 months. Can't even think about tomorrow. I don't know, just trying to just find time to relax, because I'm so busy with a lot of things,
Mhm.
work, school, and then coaching. And we do have a lot of tournaments coming up, and that takes a lot of time. But
Okay.
I'm just focusing on my, make sure I'm mentally still there and not wore out from all these other activities I'm doing.
Okay.
That's pretty much
So
it
just
right
really
now.
taking it easy this time.
I try to. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
Crazy summer
Hmm.
schedule right now.
Well, can you
Mhm.
give some information about what you do? Because I know Vendi does not know what you do.
Oh,
So,
yeah. So what I do, I write resumes. Actually, I don't write them from scratch. I let people give me their resumes, and then they give me their job postings. Then I'll adjust their resumes to that. I do specialize in federal resumes for people who want federal jobs. So that's my main focus. But I also do private sector resumes also.
Mhm. Interesting. Wow.
yeah. Now let me check. Jasmine, are you free, available to talk? Or you're just listening? Okay. It looks like she might still be busy. Jasmine, are you
I
there?
can come on in a few minutes. I'm just trying to get set up, but yes, I'm listening.
Okay.
Now. Thank
All right. Okay. So we'll just wait for her to be available. Anyway, okay. So, well, that is the first part of our meeting. We're going to move on to the next part, which is what we call expert section. This is where we talk about a specific subject, and I'm thinking of what is the word performance to you? Okay. So performance is something that, we have to understand, how does that work within our business? So I'm going to ask that question for you, Vendi. What is performance within your company?
I'm not sure I understand the question. I'm sorry.
So the word performance can be, meaningful in a different way for us. So what is
So
the
you want
word
me to
performance? What's that?
you want me to define it? You want me to define or give examples of the word performance?
Yeah, it's what makes sense to you. What is that word for you and for your business?
Okay, so what it would make sense for me and our business is basically to do good while doing well, meaning to get something meaningful out there,
Okay.
that helps others while the business prospers. Pretty much that.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And then Ralph, what about you?
For me, performance is just making sure I'm on time with my deadlines with my client. making sure they're satisfied with what they have. And then if they're not, because I haven't had that yet, but I know sometime down the road it will happen. I just have to make it to how they want it.
Okay. All right. Well, I wanted to talk about performance because a lot of people tend to share their information, and information is good. But if there is no outcome, or there's no result, or there is no proof of what people say, it's harder for people to trust one another. And I think performance is really one of the key things that I look for when I'm connecting with people, is what are the things that you have done in terms of your business. It looks like Paul Matamoros is joining us right now. So I think performance to me is a very important word in our business, because if let's say, I tell people, yeah, that I produce radio show, I produce TV show. Do I have a proof that I did really, that I'm doing a radio show? Do I really have something that is proven for people that, did they have a good experience from it? Those are the things that I think it would be good to, to show proof of what you do is performing. If you say that this is what you do, you have somehow to show it in some form of a way to really visualize it and to even listen to it. So for example, a testimonial is a good way of showing your performance, right? So, or a video production to where you're sharing your action, dealing with your client. You're in an actual, situation where people can see how you are performing during that time. So those are the things that will help you, set up your credibility, your reputation. Because I, as a personal branding expert, I look for those things in order for me to start working with people. It is important for me to vet the people that I meet, because ultimately I will be responsible for people that I refer,
Correct.
this person to. So what do I need to do? I need to set up a platform of, looking at other people in terms of my business circle. So performance is one of the things that I look for when people are connecting with me. And I think that is something that you guys need to also establish within your business, especially Bendy, if you are working on investment, or investors, you definitely, that's a very crucial business where you're dealing with money. And so you have to know that these people, have they done some great, do they have a good record of performance, right? So
Correct, definitely.
yeah. What do you think? Go ahead.
I agree with you. And I actually even have different testimonials
Yes.
that we share with our investors, because obviously they want to know, well, is it really what you say what it is? So definitely, yes. I agree. Statistics and testimonials are super important to prove that the performance is the way how we say they are.
Yes. Now, in terms of testimonials, I mean, some people, it's not enough to just say the words. You have to have
Right.
the actual person talking and letting,
Exactly.
letting people know what they think about you or what they have experienced from your business. Now, Ralph, what do you think about that?
About the having proof?
Yeah, about what we were
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why I asked the people that I help with resumes to write a testimonial for me to
Okay.
help my business grow. So
Okay. All right, Paul, welcome to Fire Connect. How are you?
I am so sorry, Marie, but you did get my message earlier,
Yes,
right?
I
that I'd be
did.
late?
I did. And I let them
Fantastic.
know.
Oh, great. Thank you. I apologize, everyone, for being a little bit late. So I guess testimonials, what was the
So
question again?
the topic is about performance.
Mhm.
This is where what you think about the performance. So if you can go ahead, Paul, and introduce yourself so they know what you do, and then go on with the word performance. If you
Okay, great. Well, my name is Paul Matamoros, and I'm with Metro Properties Holding Company. I'm a commercial broker here in Rio Rancho, and I'm also a professional realtor in San Francisco. I come from San Francisco, but I'm an impact investor manager also for the projects here in Rio Rancho, specifically the Civic Center Plaza. But anyway, so I think as far as your question, yeah, I think, there's a book. I don't know if you guys ever read it. It's called The Magic of Positive Thinking. And I think in chapter 5, it talks about if you ever want to hire someone, hire a busy person. And the reason why is exactly. So you understand why, because that person, they don't like to waste time. It's not that they're not approachable, but they see the importance, the urgency of getting things done. Now, they don't do things haphazardly. They just like to fill their days with productive things to do. So, and then it went on to further say that, a lot of top managers or CEOs never would take the time to talk with someone that has a lot of idle time. And it just goes to show us that adage where when you want to find a job is when you're working. So, if you want to try to find work, do it while you're working, because that shows the person that you're trying to interview with that, hey, this guy, this lady, they don't like to waste time. This is the type of person I like. So that's what I feel about the subject matter.
Okay, what feedback on what Paul has just shared? Who would like to, Betty, what did you think about what Paul just shared with? Are you there, Wendy?
Yes.
Oh, so my question is,
I'm sorry.
what did you think about Paul's information that he just shared?
I totally agree. And I have experienced that if you want something to be done, give it to the busy person. So I totally agree.
Okay.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
I think, there are times that I see myself looking at my schedule where, there was no breathing time, but I see it's very productive. But at the same time, do I feel like, did I get enough to really perform and to be able to accomplish all my goals? So it's a sort of a balance. You could be so busy, but if you're not getting the result of what you're, aiming for, then something is wrong with that. So it has to be balanced in regards to how you look at, your schedule in terms of, putting all kinds of, tasks, but are you getting the right outcome and the performance that you desire from all of the tasks that you have? So that is also sometimes I evaluate my situation that way. Okay, so let's go ahead and Jasmine, do you have any input at all? I know you're listening and you're so busy, but do you have any input at all? I guess not. Okay. So let's go ahead and take 30 seconds and put your comments in terms of what you learned from this section. We'll take 30 seconds and you can type it on the chat. Performance is important as long as you can base that on statistics. Performance is equal to accountability and proof of your worth. Wow, you guys are amazing. Love that. See, sometimes it's different when you're talking about it versus when you write it, right? So there's always something, some good nuggets when you do both. So that's why I always encourage people to write. And we're still waiting for Paul. And our mind works very different when it comes to, writing and verbalizing the words. It's just different. I missed the others' feedback on performance. I look at you, Marie, and you fit the bill. You are not a time waster. You also don't sit to be busy out of control. Thank you, Paul. All right. Okay, so let's move on to our next part of our meeting. I think this is really awesome. I mean, so far, I love what we've talked about. And the next thing I would like to do is what we call the business share time. This is where you get an opportunity. By the way, Paul, Vendi is in South Africa right now. Okay, so just so you know. And Paul is in the city of Rio Rancho, New Mexico. And Ralph, you are what city again? I keep forgetting.
Ridgecrest, California.
Ridgecrest, California. And I'm here in San Diego, California. Okay. I don't know where Jasmine is right now. She travels a lot and I don't know what city she's in right now. But anyway, the next part of our meeting is what we call business share time. This is where you get to share one of the three things or a combination, okay? Your success story or a challenge that you're dealing with right now and you wanted to let people know about it and maybe they can give you some suggestions or feedback or ideas, okay? Or a specific goal that you wanted to accomplish and you need to give us a time frame of completion. So any of those three or a combination, you can share that today. So who would like to start?
So if I may, since you were saying about, the performance, I would actually love to share one of our testimonial that we have
Okay.
about, let me just pull it up. Basically, one of the projects that we have as Philantro investors is that we help families who would never qualify for a bank loan to be able to become homeowners with our investors, right?
Okay.
It's an ingenious project that I could definitely brief you about later, but I would like to share with you the testimonial of the family that is very excited that actually they became homeowners. Is that okay?
Is it a video or is it, what is it?
It's actually video, yes.
Let me go ahead and do this. And how long is that?
It is, let me check, hold on.
Well, what we
It's,
could do, Vendi, is maybe you can send us the link. Is it a YouTube link?
Link?
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the YouTube, yes.
Okay.
It's like 2.5 minutes.
Okay, so here's what we need to do, Vendi. Go ahead and send us the link on chat. We will be able to look at that on our own time because we don't want to.
Okay.
We don't want to take away the time that you can share the three things that we ask from you because we need that from you so we can accomplish our goals. Okay. So if you can go ahead and send us the link of your testimonial and we will look at that on our own time. And then you can go ahead if you want to start sharing your either your success story, a challenge, or a specific goal. So go ahead. You want to do that?
Sure. So my success story, let me then think about it because I got excited about that. Why don't you guys go, Ralph, you can go ahead.
No, not at all. Okay. So Paul, do you want to start with that?
Yes, and I think not to take the wind out of Vendi, but yeah, I'd love to see that and talk about that so then that we could relate what you just said to that video. That's just a suggestion. Anyway, yeah, success story. I had a tremendous investor meeting yesterday with 3 people, one out of California that has a partner in the country of Mexico, and they deal specifically with investors, doctors that look into investing into real estate projects. So him and I connected and they were very interested. I think on my presentation on the pitch deck at the end, I do this organic video. I think you might have seen it, Marie, of the car show at the Civic Center Plaza. And, you know, at that time, I was going to contract a videographer, but they never got back to me. So I just said, well, you know, I'm just going to do organic like a lot of the young people do. So and it seems to be that people like that, you know, because you seem more down to earth and real. And so I'm just glad that I added that because I lean more into, you know, doing things right and this, that, and the other. So it took me out of my comfort zone and I enjoyed it. Am I a professional at doing that? No, but I guess in time you just get a little bit better, and people see that to be great. Oh, and Vindy, I'll be in Italy. I'd love to come someday to South Africa someday because I love lions. But anyway.
Well, let me know. We can connect over LinkedIn and you let me know.
Yes, that. Oh my goodness, lions are my animal.
Okay. All right. Ralph, what about you?
So success, one of the resumes I wrote, they're still getting offers just right off the bat because of how the resume was written, and of course their experience, and that this is without interviews. And then my struggle is in my mind, do I want to keep doing this? Do I want to pivot to some kind of other entrepreneur opportunities? So I do struggle with it, like, because I'm just a one-man show, and it's just sometimes it's not a constant thing that I get clients. So that's why I'm still keeping my 9 to 5.
Okay, I see. All right. What about you, Vendy?
I've been that busy that I haven't even looked at the success story, really, honestly. A success lately. Yeah, but I do. We basically managed to have a very successful briefing of different investors in Sarasota this week. Actually, that kept me very busy, even though I couldn't attend, unfortunately, because I'm in South Africa. And it just went really, really well. It's just nice to see. I guess the biggest success story for me is to see that people want to help, that there is still a willingness to change the planet to the better. That it's not all about just making money or being a businessman but it's more like, yes, I do have there's always a part of a person who wants to make things better. That's just beautiful to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That we as a human race are not going necessarily just down, but there is still the hope of we are going to make it better.
That's awesome. All right, Jasmine, you were sending us some messages on chat that you were very interested in this. Are you talking about Vendy's information? If you wanted to talk, you can just go ahead and turn on your mic. So let us know what you're interested in. Okay, so for me, oh, she's saying it's a bad reception. Okay. All right, well, we're gonna have to just probably listen to our recording later, because this is recorded anyway, Jasmine, so you'll be able to watch it again, okay? All right. So in regards to me, I think what I would like to share with you is that I am actually working on the International Wealth Builders Association. This is an organization that I partner with someone in our community, and we started in January. The challenge that I'm having right now is because he's been so busy that I couldn't get a lot of the decisions that we need to make as a partner. And I am also now, concerned because we have this meeting that's coming up this month. And I feel like, he's not able to give me the time that I need to work with him in order to make this meeting successful. So I'm having a challenge right now with my partnership. And this is sometimes when I create a project, I prefer that I run it myself because, I have so many things that I do and I have to make a decision on. And partnering with someone is always a challenge, especially if they are very busy. And this is why I think we've scheduled meetings and it's always rescheduled. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, do I want to continue working with this person, or do I want to give him more allowance, which it kind of delays everything that we need to do for the organization. So this is why, I'm in the middle of that right now. And I just want to share this with you. But again, I'm the person that I don't quit when I give my word to someone. I keep,
That's right.
fighting for it and I'm trying to understand where he's at and trying to, find ways that we can work together in spite of her busy schedule. So I just have to be very creative in terms of making that happen. So that's where I am. Now, let's take this time to kind of, give some of our thoughts from what we heard from everyone, because Ralph shared some of his concerns right now, and I shared my concerns. And Paul, what do you think about what you heard so far from everybody? And is there anything that you can share with us based on what you heard?
Yes, Marie, you're not alone. I think it's just the environment that we're in right now. There are a lot of people, even my attorney, it's so hard for him to get. There are 3 attorneys in the office, and I was noticing that he wouldn't return my calls like he used to.
Mhm.
And so then we had a heart-to-heart just last week, and he said, Paul, we're so busy, and they're international too. And he says, it's just so hard to get even paralegals these days. I guess, I don't know. I don't know if it's just something with the pandemic that triggered something, and people are just wanting to search out different things. And what better time to do that, because everything's in flux right now. We don't know what is going to be the standard, operation mode. And so I think what helped me, I'm like you, I don't quit. I'm thankful that my mom always inculcated that to me, to don't quit, because I really like this attorney. I was, I'd call him and I'd say, well, if he could refer me to someone just to get some fire underneath him. And I talked to his accountant and the receptionist. But I think just, sometimes we have to be creative and during that time that we're wanting them on board. But yet too, I don't know what I didn't catch what he would do or she would do, but I don't know, when I see you and Martha together, I think Martha, she's going to be someone that, if anyone partners with Martha, you're going to the moon somewhere,
Well, I actually have already planned a partnership with Martha.
Oh, fantastic.
So that is already, it's just a matter of when we need to start it, because right now she's
Yeah.
finishing some few things that she needs to take care of before we start. And
Yeah.
I want her, and we've had a long conversation already. And Martha is one of the people that I really would like to see become very successful, because she has the drive and the passion. And I can see she's a doer. She make things happen. And those are the things that I like to work with. Wendy, what did you think about what you heard so far from us?
I actually, now you made me curious, who is Martha?
Oh, Martha, she's
Martha
she's superwoman.
is one of our members, and she helps business owners look at their numbers, and she finds ways to strategize it to where they can double their income. So she's almost like a mathematician, very smart with numbers, and that's what she does. And she's not here today, but we have a lot of members, and it just, it's comes and goes with our meetings. Sometimes we have 15 people, sometimes we had 4 people, sometimes we have 10 people, just depends. But anyway, so Wendy, what do you think?
So whenever I have a similar problems like you guys, what helps me is to create, meaning I try to always reach out as much as I can, kind of always like, okay, today is a new day. It doesn't matter what happened or didn't happen yesterday. Today is a new day, and I'm just going to reach out to everybody I know and give them some good news and just, something, just reach out, no matter how. And usually it helps me, actually. It doesn't mean that right away in 10 minutes I get a new deal or new something that I need, but somehow whatever you put out comes back. So that helps me. That is the create I do when I'm like freaking out.
That's awesome, Wendy. Yes. Okay, yes. Ralph, what about you?
I'm sorry, what was the
what did you think about from everybody's information that they shared?
Oh yeah, I think it's good we share it, so we don't feel like we're alone. Sometimes you're in business and you feel like you're the only one experiencing this, but actually no. Any type of business, everybody will experience, somewhat of the same thing, same struggles, same successes. Um, that's what I think.
Well, to be honest with you, Ralph, I mean, I've been in your situation where so many times before because I run a lot of projects, and there were days that I felt like, why am I doing this? And I get to a point where I get frustrated, and then I come back the next day and say, no, I'm gonna make this happen, and this is really what my heart is telling me. This is where my mind wants to go because I understand what the outcome and the result that I want out of it. So you have to also ask your question, Ralph, why are you doing a resume writing? What was the benefit for you at the end of it? So you got to look at that again to where, if you don't question yourself ever again, when you get to this point where, is it really worth your time? Is it really, why? I mean, because the process itself is always going to be difficult for us. There's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be problems, but why are you doing this? You need to know exactly the why. And why am I building the International Wealth Builders Association? What is it for me? I have a goal specific to IWBA. And why do I want that? Because I want to educate people on real estate investment to where it will change their lifestyle, their financial situation. That's why I created the IWBA. That is my why I created that organization. So for you, what is that? Because you're helping people write resume, right? What is it going to do for that person when you are there for them to help them with their resume? Is it going to change their life? Are you going to make an impact in their job, in their family, when they're providing money, providing support to their family? You're the one who's giving them that bridge, that connection to where they can be a provider to their family. Is that where you see yourself? Are you that person that's going to help them become successful because you help them write their resume? So you have to picture yourself. Where are you in that journey of life with people? What is your representation? Why am I doing radio show, Paul? Why is Paul creating the Civic Center for the Rio Rancho? What is his purpose? What was his calling for doing that? Why is Vendy providing loans for the people to buy homes? Why is that? Because the outcome, the reward for all of this is because it is magnificent for the people that we're serving and that we're helping. It's an incredible process, especially now, the things that are happening in our country, the things that are going on where, there's some things that, beyond our knowledge, it's kind of crazy. But, if we keep ourselves intact to where who we are, why we do what we do, then anything that's going on around that area is not going to make a difference because of who we are. We exist. If we exist and we believe in ourselves and we have faith in what we do as a business professional, as someone who is making a difference on other people's lives, that is why we are here. Okay. And I think in our mind, we can never question our existence and why we do what we do. And that is something that, Ralph, you really have to answer for yourself, because, the way I look at you, you are a very important part of people looking for a job because they don't know how to write resume. And you have to understand how important that is. And you have to speak it up. You have to be very loud about it, because if they don't hear that you are there to help them with their resume, then most of those people are helpless. They are like stuck. They don't know what to do. Why are they not getting the jobs? Because Ralph is not part of that process. Do you see what I'm saying, Ralph? Okay. So Vendy, any feedback about our meeting so far?
Very interesting. Definitely it fires up.
Yes. Well, that's the whole point, Vendy. And I think, the thing is, I understand you wanted to share us your testimony, but we need to have 100% attention. And I would like for you to, I really encourage you to send it to us because we want to look at it. And we want to take the time to listen because when you have our 100% attention, then we can give you a really good feedback and it builds our relationship. The reason why is from what I heard from you so far, Bendy, you have a very good perspective of how you work in the business from what you just shared. The one thing that I learned from you is that no matter what happened in the past, it's what's going on now and you start a new beginning. And actually that's a really good thing because sometimes I drag my past and I get frustrated because of the past. And I would always say, why did this happen? Why? And then it's like, it kind of depresses me. And it stands, instead of making myself more fired up on a new day, I drag myself from being, negative because of what happened in the past. And I think I love that about what you just shared. So Vendy, I really truly appreciate you being in this meeting, and you have given us something to be fired up about it too, and that's why we're here and we talk about it. Paul, any comments?
Yes, I think what you mentioned and what Vendy mentioned, I think something that helps anyone in the longevity of something is to have a purpose for doing. Sure, we're professionals, we could do something, but what's my purpose? So I really lined up with what Vendy was saying. Sometimes it's not the money. The reason why I'm doing what I'm doing here, and I'm thankful, is because I saw the in service of the young graduates here at the university leaving here because there's no options or very few options in the state of New Mexico, and that Rio Rancho is wanting to grow, but their commercial base or their economic base is like 0% almost, but now things are starting to pick up. And that's really what prompted me. I mean, where in the world are you going to get around to being part of developing a civic center of a city? So I think, and then talking with the mayor and hearing meetings, that was always front and center, the problem of the kids or the young graduates leaving. And so that's what prompted me to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do everything I can within my power to just, promote this. Whatever happens, happens. I'm just fortunate that I have the means to do this now going on, 3-4 years. But there comes a time where I have a limit. And that's why I forgot to mention one of my challenges is now, before we get the conceptual drawing, is to get a pro forma out to investors, because I have some really key high-end investors that see this to be interesting, but they want to see the numbers. And without a design that we could base any calculations on is a bit of a challenge. Now, the architect is gung-ho, he wants to, but he wants reassurance. And I've already spent a lot of time and money. And so I just want to share that liability with the potential equity partners. And so that's my challenge right now. But still the same, it's worth the challenge because of why I'm doing this. It's for the young people that are going to outlive me. This is going to be a legacy that a lot of people are going to be involved with. And if I spark someone's attention via, either through Real Men of Real Estate, YouTube, because people are now noticing, hey, I saw you on that video and I really liked it and I want to talk with you. So I think, like what Maurice said, Ralph, I think you need to get out there, man. And if you're passionate about something, I don't know what it is, but have it front and center. And that's going to make people really move, was when they see your attitude, like, wow, this guy's interesting.
Yeah, and I think part of it, Paul, is when people see that you are 100% in with whatever you're doing and whatever you're talking, that's when you move people. That's when you inspire people. And Ralph, you've been in a lot of podcasting. It's a matter of seeing that fire through your eyes. You gotta show that this is why you do this, because they need you. Okay. If you're not there helping them write the resume, they're gonna be lost. They need you, Ralph. So you gotta understand that that is the fire that you need to have in your heart, in your mind. is to be able to speak to them and share that information, because sometimes they are on a limbo. They don't know what to do. But if they hear you speak, if they hear you say something in the radio, or they hear you or see you on YouTube speaking about this, you got to keep speaking about it and really being visible and being inspired, letting them know that you need to know that this is what you have to have in order for you to get to the next level of your process. You need to have this, but they don't know that, right? Same thing with Vendy. I mean, if Vendy does not exist, how can they get a house without, Vendy being available and letting them know that these are the opportunities, these are the process of what you have to have in order to make that happen. In my case, I think part of it is a lot to do with my communication with my partner. And that's why I had to have a good communication with him in order for him to get him excited to see the value of what we're doing. And I have to be successful in doing that, because I'm seeing some, things that he's not putting value into what we're doing. And I need to make sure that he understands what the value is, because when people see value, they will open up time. They will, make things happen. And that's the challenge that we have as a business owner, is we need to be able to get them to buy in and influence them into what we're doing. And part of it is speaking it up and talking it out and having a good communication skills. I mean, why are we here in an hour? Why are we talking to each other? Because we see value of what we're doing right now, right? Why am I spending time with Vendy, with Ralph and Paul? Because I see value. That's why I have opened up my time to be here to talk to each one of you, because I learn from each one of you. I learn, from Vendy. I learned from Ralph's challenges. I learned from Paul, because, hearing Ralph with what you just shared, Ralph, it kind of opened up also for me that I have been in there. I can relate to your challenges. I can relate to some of your frustration. I can relate to your doubts. I've had that. But you know what? Because we are a fighter, we understand what we want, and we're never going to quit. You're never going to quit, Ralph. And I don't want to see you quit, because, I understand why you came into this to this meeting, because I know you had a desire in your heart that you wanted to help people. So you just have to, you got to get that doubt away from your mind. And that's what we need to do for each other, is to help each other. Go ahead, Paul.
Ralph, or any ladies, what's that company? I remember during the pandemic, my resume was out there somewhere and they called me or they emailed me. What are those platforms, those resume platforms? Oh gosh, any name come to mind?
ZipRecruiter.
What is it?
ZipRecruiter.
ZipRecruiter's one, there's another one. But anyway, have you connected with them, Ralph, at all?
I haven't connected with any companies.
Yeah, this is what I would do if I were you. If I was a resume writer, I would use the power of these big companies. This is Martha right here, Vendy.
Martha,
this is Superwoman right here.
She's a celebrity now.
You're ready to jump into your booth, right, Martha? Yeah. Telephone booth.
She was on CBS News. So Martha, welcome. How are you?
I'm good, guys. I was challenged with my phone, but now I can do it all the time on my phone, Marie. So I'm never gonna bug you about this.
Well, we have Vendy here. Vendy is a visitor from she sits in South Africa right now. And
wow.
Yeah, and we were talking about you earlier, and she was curious who you are. So Martha, you want to give a little bit introduction about yourself so Vendy gets to know you a little bit?
The powerful one, Martha.
So who am I? I'm a lot of things. I'm a very joyful person, but what I made of a mission now in my life is to use the blessings God gave me, like being really good with numbers and analyzing data, to help companies build a strategy to grow their businesses and create a foundation, like a very strong strategy to surpass economic crisis like the one we're going to face soon. We're going into a recession most likely, so I want to use these gifts to actually support these companies, because at the end of the day, companies have employees, employees have families. So it's a whole chain reaction. I'm a mathematician, I'm an actress, and I'm a mother. I'm a lot of things.
You know, and the last time she was saying this, she was actually getting dressed while she was.
Yeah, she
While
was
she was
going
in-
to a gala event, right? Did you guys see? I mean, so Martha, I have a question for you, because you were in that gala and you gave your speech, but it was in Spanish. Is there a way that can be translated in English?
Yes.
Because I couldn't really understand.
Yeah, I'm gonna translate it. So I'm gonna share the video again, but on the header, on the comments, like on the comments, I'll put the whole translation. I
Okay.
haven't sat down, but I will do it. They only gave me 2 minutes. So I'm like, I want my parents to hear it. That's why I said it in Spanish.
No, send
Oh,
it to me in Spanish. That'd be great, Martha. I really, and that was with CBS or
You
some award.
haven't seen it? I will
No,
send all of
gosh.
you
And I'm over here just
Nothing.
rooting for you.
I will send all of you to you and Marie.
Yes.
yes. And she was on CBS News. Did you see that video too, Paul?
I want to see, Martha, send them to me, please, all of them. I want to see them.
Yeah.
You know,
that-
Martha, I think you need to share why you think you're good. What did you do with your family business? Share that.
So we took the business. It was stuck for like 5-6 years at 5 million in sales with a 5% profit margin. That's the sad part, the 5% profit margin. But then in 2021, we finally doubled those revenues to 10.1 million, and our profits went from 5% to 32%. And right now I'm hitting numbers up to 40%.
Wow.
And what kind of business is it, Martha?
Wood pellets.
And Martha has a partner, both, you know, A1 ladies. Fantastic, Martha.
That is awesome.
Wow.
Wendy, you have any questions?
No, I just
Yeah.
amazed. Well done, Martha. You are a super Martha.
Yeah, she's,
You want to come on the radio with me? Come on the radio with me on June.
Yeah, she's
Where-
I actually, she has a radio show. She's hosting the Fire Up Connect radio talk show. That's one thing that we do. And I've actually interviewed Ralph also in Fire Up Connect. Actually today I'm interviewing Jasmine and Brian George for the Fire Up Connect. So it will be interesting. Actually, this is for Fabulous Lifestyle, talking about finance. So, and I know Paul, you are we need to schedule your Zoom interview. Remember that?
yes,
Okay.
yes. I'm going to be in Italy, though. I'm going to San Francisco next week, the 23rd, and then I go to Chicago, and then I'm in Italy. I'll be gone for about a month and a half. But I was
Wow.
thinking maybe, you know, I was going to get with you, maybe to do an interview out, you know, in Italy, because we're going to
That
have a
will
road
be
trip.
awesome, Paul.
You know what I mean? You know, there's no promise I'm going to be in my regular suit and tie.
Yeah, that's not a problem at all. I mean, that will be awesome to see. You can show us a little bit of what's going on there too, right?
Wow. Okay, let me think about this. That would be fantastic.
Okay.
Once again, you got to keep it organic, right, Martha?
Yes.
Martha, where's your
Okay,
son at?
so let's do this. So Venpi, Fire Up Connect, this is what we do. I mean, there's so many things that happens in our meetings. It's sometimes it's very unique. This meeting today is very unique in terms of how we did it. But again, we have a lot of recordings of our past meetings. If you are interested in joining Fire Up Connect, we would love for you to consider that. We have amazing members here. I mean, and they're all members right now. You're the only one who's a visitor here. And I think if you decide to do that, I think it will be great for us to learn from you, and also for you to learn from all of them too. Okay. Any
Fantastic.
questions? Any questions from you? No?
Me personally, no, not right now. No, thank you.
All right. And did you feel like you got some value out of our meeting?
Yes, I am glad I met with you guys, definitely.
Okay. Now, if you want to put your information on chat so people can follow up with you, and also
Mhm.
everybody, you can do the same thing. Go ahead and put your information because I'm sure Wendy would wanted to meet with you one-on-one. I think that would be awesome. And then Wendy, don't forget to give us your testimonial video, okay?
Okay, yes, I can do that. Or individually, if you are guys, I was just, if you mentioned that the, you know, it's, if I don't have to, it's fine.
Yeah,
And
it's
Wendy-
whatever works for you.
And
Whatever
Wendy,
works.
I'd like to connect with you too, because I want to talk
Yeah.
to you.
Yes. And I believe
Just email
Jasmine
me.
was interested in your
Yes.
project.
Yes. I would actually like to talk to you too, Paul, but so
Fantastic.
definitely email me. I am going to connect with you over LinkedIn as well.
Fantastic.
That's
I'll
awesome.
look you up.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Wendy. Again, check out our website, fireupconnect.com. And if you wanted to
Mhm.
have a meeting with me one-on-one, if you have any more questions, definitely go ahead and reach out to me. Here is my email address.
Mhm.
Okay.
Perfect. Mhm,
Yeah, and
thank
I would
you.
like to learn more about, your business because, again, I'm connected to the real estate and we have a lot of people that we are connected to. So that would be awesome to get to know more about you. Okay, Martha, is there anything else? I know you're a little bit late today, but any news announcement? Oh, we can't hear you.
Do you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
there.
now we can, yeah.
I'm gonna send you the video clip. I don't know if you know this, Paul, and we're doing a reality show, so I have the video. So we're gonna
man.
do a pitch. We're gonna try to pitch it to different outlets. Marie's gonna help me with this because she's super amazing.
But Martha, where are you at in Chicago? I'm going to be in Chicago at the end of the month. for
Oh my
about-
God, we need to get together. We
Yeah.
need to.
Yeah, we do. Let's do
that
a
is
reality
awesome.
video, right? No, that's awesome. That would be great. And Vindy, I did put my information there, so on the chat. So
Thank you.
yes.
All right.
So Martha, email me all those things. I really want to see these things. And Ralph, I don't know. Here's what I wanted to share with you. There's certain personalities, right? That some are more gregarious and more outgoing, but once again, because I'm always listening to books and reading books, there was one chapter that mentioned, sometimes you don't have to have that outgoing personality, but if you have that keen perception of listening and being modest, and some people are thrown back when they don't think you're the character to do this, but yet you prove them otherwise by your tremendous and outstanding service. I think that has a lot to say about someone, right? Because let's face it, not everyone could be, front and center, the center of attraction, but your services and why you're getting involved, I think, is crucial. I don't know if that
Yeah.
makes sense, but
I love
and
this, Paul.
the smile. That's what they said too. When you smile, show your teeth. That's it, Ralph. Smile, buddy. Everybody smile. Yes, that's great.
Actually, when you smile, you just light people's life.
Yeah.
I always love to smile at people. I always do that. I think it's a gift. You always help give people a gift just by smiling. So just remember that. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. And Martha, I can't wait to see your reality shows. Yeah. And Paul, I know you have a big task to take care of. So
Yes.
keep fighting for it. And Ralph, you are an amazing person in people's lives. So just know that, okay? You got a lot of things that you need to do for people. So
Don't
it's
give up,
actually good
Ralph.
to be in that, you were given that opportunity to be in that position. And that's actually a blessing.
I just want to add just one thing short. Thank you. And Paul, yes. And what's funny, you said that because I did write a book about that modest leadership, because if you see behind me, only 1% of the Air Force wears that, and I was never gregarious. I was never center of attention. So, yeah, he just, man, just motivated me.
Touche.
Appreciate it.
You know what? And you know what, Ralph? Really, when I look at your back wall, I was thinking that back wall doesn't really match Ralph's personality right now, but I know there's something clean about that wall. So good for you. Hey, I remember when I was young, sometimes you're kind of humble and modest. You don't want to, blow your own horn, but sometimes you do, in that modest way of doing it. That was fantastic.
And
Wow.
we see it, Paul. We actually see it.
Yeah.
That's why when you
Fantastic,
have
Ralph.
that doubts, we're here for you because we understand who you are.
You know how to write content, Ralph?
What's that?
Content. You're a content writer
Maybe resumes. I think, like I said before, the only thing I've done was a bio for a realtor. That's the only thing I did outside of the box of
Then-
writing.
but how about just writing in general, content and
Um,
projects and stuff like that? That's
no,
my
I think-
challenge right now, because I'm just stretched so thin, and I know my marketing team wants some more content. And
I think, Paul, if you guys talk to each other and see
Yeah.
what Ralph can do, because sometimes it's an understanding what the content is about.
yeah,
And that's what Ralph
Okay.
is. Ralph has to have a base. And this is what I understand about. He has to have a base, and then he works on those things depending on what his experience is that he can bring in. So I think it's best
Fantastic.
to talk to him about whatever the content you're sharing. Vendy, I think we are good. Thank you so much for attending. And again, I would really encourage you to come back and join us. And also, so we get to know more about what you do. I would love to, learn more about all the people that have worked with you too. Okay?
Thank
Ralph,
you,
is
thank
your-
you. I
oh, yeah.
have to go, unfortunately, but
Thank
thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye now.
Vendy. Nice meeting you.
Bye. Nice meeting you.
All right. So Martha, any news at all? Are you good?
Good. I helped a company yesterday. I don't really do this, but I helped this girl create her business plan. I think I'm gonna add that to my services. Creating a
good.
business plan. I never thought about it. Like, people need help creating business plans. We did an
Martha.
hour and a half, but now she has direction and she has that sense of urgency now, because she would have postponed it to next year. I'm like, no, this is what you need to do. And if she gets it done, she's up and running in her own business. It's a beauty and the beauty
Yeah.
industry.
Now, I think, Martha, you should check with Ralph and see what he's got, and see how, I think there's something there that needs to happen. Because, if he can get Ralph to where he needs to go also with his business, that's a great testimonial for all of us here. You see what I'm saying? So I think you guys need to connect and figure out where he's at with his business. How about that, Ralph? Would you be open to that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, there
And-
you go,
and-
Martha.
And Martha,
Yeah,
have
Ralph
you-
can help me make a bio. I actually want to create a video. You see how you have yours, Marie? This video that talks all about you.
Yeah,
Maybe he can help me create the contact to my video.
there
I
you
just put a bunch
go.
of bullet points.
You see, we make magic here. That's what we're talking about. It's very magical. So make, again, be very creative, connect and explore, do some brainstorming. That's what we need to do here. And then Paul, let me
Yes.
know if there's anything else that you need from us. Again, I've connected you to a couple of people that
Yes.
are waiting for your information. Just keep me posted and let me know where you're at with everything, okay?
Okay, with that said, Martha, have you ever worked on a pro forma? Martha,
Martha, have you ever worked on a pro forma?
You know what?
a pro forma.
Pro forma.
What is this? I haven't, but what is it?
Yeah, it's just, it's a sheet or a document that tells the viability of a project. Like, in other words, your return on investment, it incorporates the different units that are going to be in a building, the
So
profit.
it's a profit, it's basically a profit and loss, but it won't be a profit and loss because you haven't spent this money. So it's a projected profit and loss. Yes, I've seen those and I've done those before.
Yeah, what is it going to perform? Yes, if that's how you're perform.
So,
Yeah.
So
So
Martha,
the-
it is
Mhm.
it is similar to the investors package that we were talking with Eddie. The pro forma is basically where the money is coming from, all the expected expenses, and what is the ROI for the investors.
Oh,
So
that's easy, Paul. I actually did it for a bunch of homework assignments and everyone was struggling with it. For me, it was a piece of cake. So if you need something like that, even if it's a lot of numbers, I can handle that.
there you
Okay.
go.
Because I think, you know what, between you and Ralph, I think that we might be talking here. The only thing is that, of course, it would be a hypothetical, but close to something on the conceptual design that we're trying to get going on this. But I just want other partners to get involved. I'm at, like, it's a catch-22. You really want to get things going. So you want investors, but the only way that investors are going to get on board is if you let them see the pro forma, right? So in
Yeah.
order for us to have the pro forma, we need that conceptual design. So the architect, he's really wanting to do this, but you know, he needs some reassurance, and reassurance, you know, dictates a certain amount of money that he's going to have as a deposit. And so
You know
without
who
me,
is also very savvy with that,
Mhm.
Paul, is Steve Matley.
oh
But
yeah,
I just don't know if he has the time to help you, but he is, that's what they use on all of their projects, is the pro forma.
Mhm.
So I'm very much aware of it. But anyway, okay, I think this is great. Make sure that you guys connect, Ralph, Martha, Paul, and make things happen, okay? And I will see on
Fantastic.
Tuesday. I believe Tuesday we have Brian George, who's gonna be the speaker. I think that's gonna be amazing. He helps people on tax planning and all of that. So that's gonna be a good one for us to watch, okay? All right. Well,
Bye,
take
everyone.
care, and I will talk to you soon.
Thank
Okay.
you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,